Will Mark Selby add another one to it?
16th frame, a 9-6 lead enjoyed by Selby.
Red ball potted.
And look at that break, Jim. All the reds over the pockets.
Red ball's in play.
10-6 on the card, I think.
Yeah, I just saw that on the break shot. He was nearly very unfortunate. The black hit the middle, the knuckle of the middle pocket, but it did stay on the table. So things are just going his way, Lee, aren't they?
They are, but you just cannot see how Mark's been playing in this final and how he's been playing the tournament that he could possibly miss these balls. But stranger things happen, but with this man at the table.
In smaller towns, Lee.
And smaller towns.
I think somewhere along the way he's going to realise that he's on the verge of winning the World 8-Ball Championship. And is that just going to affect him a little bit?
Well, I don't think it will affect him because he's so composed. When he's in the balls, he doesn't look like he's in trouble, and every match he's never struggled to get over the line. So I just think if he gets the opportunities, he's going to take them.
Yeah, and he's played a great shot there. Got back up the table, take this ball, left-hand corner pocket, just run across for the red into the opposite middle pocket, and then a simple 8-ball. And this will put him one frame away from that world title, Jim.
Yeah, but once again, you know, cue ball control exemplified by Selby. Now we say even in exhibition play, you know, you start controlling that cue ball, you're going to see a few more zeros on your paycheck. Down goes the 8, and Mark Selby is on the verge of a monumental victory here in Blackpool. 10-6. He leads Darren Appleton. So easy to say, though,
frame,
Lee, but
Darren Appleton's break.
like I say, you know, to think one shot and one frame at a time, 5 remain, he needs them all. Frame 17, and Appleton.
And he's lost the cue ball. And
Well,
if you look at the lie of the balls, that could be his last shot of these championship.
He's put his cue alongside his break cue, or alongside his playing cue, sorry, and I think he's settled into his chair, believing the only time he comes out again will be to shake Mark Selby's hand.
Yeah, you can't see any other result in this frame than Mark Selby taking it out in this single visit.
Red ball's in play.
And there's no work for him to do again, is there? So I think the point you need to make in this match is that the balls have come out for Mark Selby. He's looked very good. He's had a little bit of luck, but he's certainly earned it by his playing.
Yeah, everything a champion needs. The luck, along with the skill, the composure.
He's made his mark in the snooker world, and he's about to make his mark in the world of 8-ball pool.
Yeah, and he's just checking his angle out. He wants a cue ball to come round. He just knows he's got to be a little bit careful. It's not over yet.
Long ways from over.
Well, the first little bit of a show of emotion from Mark Selby there. There's a little tap on the floor with his cue, I think we heard, and the face. You see, I don't think he's in a total snooker. He can just clip the edge of that red, but...
Now, the problem for Darren, he's going to come back to the table. He's sat in his seat and he's resigned himself to losing this frame, and he's now got to pick himself up and say to himself, well, if I win this frame, I'm still back in it. But the 2 shots will help him.
2 visits, yellow ball's in play.
Well, 2 visits isn't going to hurt Darren's cause, but quickly down. He's still got to gather himself, Lee.
Yeah, I would like to see Darren, when he makes this finish, just show a bit of emotion and just say, look, you know, I've got a little bit of fight left in me. You know, everybody thinks it's over, but, you know, I've got fights and you're going to have to win it, and I'm not going to give it you.
To be honest, this is almost like a practice routine, this is for Darren. He's just walking around the table.
with the alternating breaks employed here in the World Final. I mean, knowing that he needs the remaining 5 frames, he knows it's going to be difficult, and he knows he may need some help along the way. And it took Selby to get to the hill for Darren to let his back arm go. A comfortable finish, even though he fouled off the break. Darren Appleton's dream is not dead yet. 10-7, Mark Selby leads, and it'll be Selby with the break in frame 18. I mean, sometimes when you give the match up, it can work in your favor.
Yeah, they call it the loser's stroke. Yeah, he's still fighting.
I don't think anybody could accuse Darren of not being a fighter, Lee. I mean, you don't get to the level that he's got to in this game unless you've got the heart of a lion and the character to match.
Yeah, he's won more tournaments under these world rules than any other player, so that tells you he must have been in this position 2 or 3 times before in his career.
A man that's traveled a long ways, eh, Sean?
Yeah, it's Joe Fanto, president of the World 8-Ball Federation.
Frame 18.
Red ball potted.
Selby with a ball off the break. Red's down. His second look at the trophy.
And there's a little bit more work to do here. He's probably going to take the yellow balls because he's automatically on a yellow. There's no obvious red that he can play. But it's a little more tricky than the last one, which he did manage to make.
Yellow ball's in play.
I don't think there is, actually, because I think if he clears the yellow that's near the black spot, the yellow that's above it and to the left will go into the right-hand corner pocket, perhaps, Lee. So I don't think he's got to do anything in terms of disturbing anything. Oh, that wiped its feet there.
And
Is that just the first sign of nerves?
Well,
and he's got one hand on that trophy.
The reason why the cue ball's run out of position there, because he probably did miss a pot, but he just slid into the other side of the pocket. But like you say, it could be a little bit of nerves. We've not seen anything so far. I think we do need Darren, as Jim said, get a little bit closer to him before we're going to see too much emotion.
Well, that's a great shot there, Lee. I think a lot of players would have cut that into the middle pocket and run around the angles. And that's a fantastic double.
Yeah, he's still got a fair bit of work to do here, though. It's all about cue ball control, and he's had it on a string, so if that string stays there, he's going to play the cannon, so he's going to trust a little bit of lady luck. If it comes up, it'll be all over.
I just wonder if he clips that yellow thin, is it a plant? It's certainly going to go towards the pocket.
I'm just gonna say the very same thing. You can see that yellow has got to travel towards this bottom corner. He's just got to make sure that the cue ball clears the red.
Well, this could be a championship winning shot here from Mark Selby.
30 seconds.
So it's yellow into the centre. He's decided to run round. Now, does he think that he can play the yellow into the right centre, and he's just looking for the yellow into the left centre? Looks awfully tight. So there's your first go. Yellow into your right centre. It's there.
His head was quivering a bit. We saw him make one considerably more difficult than this earlier in the match, but it wasn't to win the match.
I don't think that. Oh, I didn't think it went, but now we see the overhead shot, Lee.
Yeah, it definitely goes, but it's a well missable shot.
What a shot from Selby yet again. He does not disappoint. And 22-year-old Mark Selby is on top of the pool playing planet. He is the world champion And what a performance here against Darren Appleton. A terrific champion, 11-7. He is the man.
Yeah, that's a fantastic performance by Mark Selby. I say throughout these championships, he's shown control, he's shown a good pace at the table. He's been brilliant, really, Lee, hasn't he, throughout?
Yeah, he has been the star of the tournament, and he's been fantastic for this tournament, and a truly good champion for 2006.
Yeah, and I'm
Quite brilliant. Mark came to make his mark, and he's done just that. Mark Selby, what a way to finish and become a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great finish he took out there to win the match. But you can't outfeel for Darren, you know. 2 finals in the last 2 years and 2 losses.
Do the memories rush back? Because this was your position last year, of course.
Yeah, definitely, you know. I mean, Mark will be over the moon out there now. And yeah, it was like Lee said in the commentary, you know, it was a great, great performance out there.
And what will it mean now for him?
Well, I mean, obviously it's great to win any world title. I'm sure Mark will be over the moon, and I imagine he'll carry on, you know, as normal with his snooker career. But yeah, I imagine he'll be over the moon.
Okay, well, obviously he's a great snooker player as well, so he's got that as well, but now he's 8-ball pool champion as well, and Jim Weish is down on the floor to talk to both players.
Well, I'm here with our champion and Darren Appleton, our runner-up, and obviously, you know, a very disappointed Darren Appleton. It was a game performance, but Darren, it goes without saying, the balls just didn't smile on you today.
Yeah, just started the match. I think I was 3-1 down, and I felt as if I should have been 3-1 up. But just the breaks, and like the biggest frame in the match were at 6-5 when he's had a massive fluke. I think if he didn't get that fluke, like it'll have been anyone's game, and it really hurt me. But I kept on trying. But to be fair, like he's probably played the best pull this week, and he deserves to win.
Well, what can I say that you haven't already shown? You're on top of the world. You've already proven yourself in snooker. Now you're the king of the world in 8-ball pool.
Yeah, it's just to repeat what Darren said, really. I mean, it come down to the breaks. Not both of us were breaking very well. Like Darren says, that was a big frame where I had an act to God on that fluke. I mean, like, if that don't go in, the match is different. I played a bad shot to come across. Ended up trying to play a double and fluked it. I mean, if that don't go in, probably Darren will go on and win the match, and the breaks will probably go his way.
Well, would you believe it that you end up winning that final, and you were a 25% success rate on the break? And I mean, if I told you that beforehand, you'd think, well, I've got beat probably 11-5.
Yeah, I mean, before I come here, I knew that the break's massive. It is in pool. I mean, so many good players in the game. It all comes down to the break. They're all as good as each other, the top seeds. And like I say, the quarters and semi-final I was breaking really well. But today I weren't breaking well, but luckily enough, Darren weren't breaking well either. And that's why I've managed to get through.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Mark. You've got the pool world at your feet, son. All the best. John, it's all happening down here, but that's the story from tableside.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, no, and it's great for the game. You were 21 when you won your world title. Mark is 22. The future of 8-ball pool is very, very strong, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's great for Mark to win. You know, great for the young players in the sport to look on and think, well, you know, I could perhaps go on and do the same.
Is it important for you pool players also, who maybe not snooker players, that when some snooker player comes like this and you know starts to play against you, you can see how you are against the bigger game effectively?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, the way Mark's played here, you know, he's deserved it, like Darren just said out there over the 3 matches on this TV. You know, he has been the best player, and I think he deserved it.
Okay, well, let's go down to the presentations for the new world champion.
And now, folks, please welcome our presentation party. First, the tournament director, Alan Benton. And secondly, our sponsor all the way from Australia, Mr. John Beagle from ImproveYourPool.com. And first, the runners-up check to Darren Appleton. And to the man of the moment, he's on top of the world, the champion in the world of 8-ball pool, Mark Selby. Folks, one more time, please. Mark Selby, the champion of ImproveYourPool.com World
4.